Yo, man, good evening. Out taking a walk. Thought I'd share a few thoughts with you about being a dad, parenting, juggling the craziness that happens when you got kids. This week I had a really fun experience. I was at a friend's place, and the mom came in and said, I caught this little rascal stealing some money from you. And the parent is like, what? So I took some great interest in watching this parent wrestle with how to discipline and teach their child. And I will honestly say this parent did an amazing job, but it made me reflect on experience and experience that I had when I was a young boy. 16, I just got my license, a new driver, about a year into driving. And you know, just like any teenager, you can't wait to go out with your boys, to go hang with them, to cruise around town. Because back in the day, everybody loved to cruise around, check out the girls, play the music loud, stop for some pizza. And this one evening, Dad gave me the keys to the truck, and it was his pride and joy. And so I run, pick up my boys, and we run into the 7-Eleven so we can get some gum, so the breath is nice and fresh and minty for the ladies. And we ran back out, jumped in the car, and in my hurry, I cranked the wheel to the right, and I took out the side of the car next to me. I mean, from the front to the end to the back, I took it out. So, after getting names and phone numbers and filing a report, you know, I had to go home and tell my dad about what had happened. So I got home and walked into the house, and my dad was sitting at the table. And I walked up to him and I said, hey, Dad, I kind of wrecked your truck. And he goes, he didn't even look up. He goes, you kind of wrecked my truck? Either you did or didn't. So which is it? And so I had to own the fact that I actually wrecked his truck. And that lesson is really stuck with me, because my dad was not going to let me escape. And I think a lot of times we, as young kids, we think we can like just escape beneath it. Like this young kid that stole the money from the parent said, I accidentally stole it. And this parent said, what do you mean you accidentally stole it? And this parent actually held this young boy accountable and made him confess to what he did. Just like my dad held me accountable. He was not going to let me elude the responsibility of what I'd done. And it taught me a great lesson, that sometimes our decisions have consequences, and those consequences have to be met. And my dad could have easily doubled down and gave me the dad consequences, which he kind of did, because I couldn't drive for like a month or whatever. I don't even remember that, but my dad always had a dad consequence. But I appreciate that he made me own my mistake. He wasn't gonna let me elude it. And I think a lot of parents get tripped up because they don't want to discipline their kids. They don't want to be too hard. They want to be their children's friends, when really your kids need a parent. They need a father. They need somebody that's going to show them that there are boundaries in life. There are consequences to our decisions, both good and bad. And when we can teach our kids to own those decisions, they're so much more empowered to move through life. in a positive and fruitful direction. Because man, when we can own what we've done, when we can own what we've become, that's when change comes about. That's when growth happens. So don't let your kids skate, but also don't be so harsh. My dad could have easily been really harsh with me, but I think, honestly, as I look back with it, I think he was trying to control his emotions. And so he just went to extra calm. And he really slowed himself down and was purposeful in the questions that he asked me. So I think that's another thing that a lot of times we as dads, we tend to react instead of acting with purpose. So the next time your kids get a little off kilter, a little off track, maybe the best thing to empower them, the best thing to give them the tools that will enable them to move forward in a productive manner is slowing down and really thinking about how you respond and helping them realize that they need to own their mistakes. They need to own their great decisions as well and give them the high fives for when they do it right. And I love that this parent, the thing that I really liked was they said, look, you're grounded for 3 days because you stole. Now, if you would have lied about it, you would have been grounded for a week. And I love that that parent showed that sometimes the consequences can be worse if we try to hide from them. We try to cover them up instead of embracing it, owning it, and facing it. And man, when we teach our kids to own it and face it and embrace it, man, they're going to be able to move through life with so much power, so much confidence, and they will be a force to be reckoned with because they will know that every decision they make has a consequence, both good and bad. Go get it, dads.